Hello, welcome back. Today we're making a pretty spring wreath using dollar store items. I went to the dollar store and picked up different types of greenery, making sure I had different textures and different shades of green. That's going to add a lot of interest to our wreath. We're going to start by clipping off the small little branches of the main branch using pliers. And I did the same thing to the fern, which I have used in a different project. I'm going to link it below just in case you missed it. I also found this really interesting greenery, and I think it's going to be perfect as a filler. And again, just separating all the little branches of the main branch. Now I want to make sure that the wreath is nice and full, so I also picked up this vine. And I'm just placing it on top of a grapevine wreath that I already had. And I'm going to use floral wire to attach it. Now this is going to be an indoor wreath, so I don't need hot glue, but if you're going to use it outside, I would definitely recommend you use hot glue. You want to make sure everything stays in place on those windy days. I'm starting with the larger leaves, and I'm just inserting them onto the wreath, and you can see some branches go one way, some go the other way. It just makes it look a little more organic. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the filler, and I'm just going to insert it in all those little areas that are a little sparse. So here and there, and you can already see how the wreath is starting to look full. I'm going to do the same thing with the fern. Some go one way, some go the other way, and I gave them a little bend just to make sure they look a little more realistic. And you'll notice that from time to time I'll pick up the wreath, and that's because I want to make sure that everything's staying in place, and it also gives me a different perspective. Give it a little bend, and I'll go in and put extra green where I think it needs it a little more. Now these are plastic lemons that you can buy at any craft store, but I am going to give you the dollar store alternative. These foam eggs are perfect to make our little lemons. Just give it a little squeeze, just to make sure it doesn't look so much like an egg. And then with a little paint, they're gonna be cute little lemons. Now I use 2 shades of yellow just to make it a little more realistic, and also add a little bit of green for more depth. Now allow this to dry, and what I did is I took some of that extra, the stem from the greenery. I clipped a little bit, and with a little bit of hot glue, I'm going to attach it to the top of the lemon. And you can do that at the bottom as well. But you can see as soon as you add the little touch of green, it looks just like a lemon. So there's your dollar store alternative. Now to attach them, you can use hot glue. But what I did is I used a toothpick, inserted it at the bottom of the lemon, and then I just stuck it in there. And then just place the lemons throughout the wreath. And you can play with it until you're happy with how it looks. Now these are the small plastic lemons that I already had. Unfortunately, I didn't have any of the smaller foam eggs to paint. You can obviously skip this step if you wish. I just think it adds a little more interest to the wreath. and I just attached it with a little bit of glue. Now I'm going to add some pretty daisies for a little more spring and brightness. And I hope the voiceover for this video wasn't too painful. It's my first time, and I promise I'll try my best to get better. I'm gonna finish the wreath with a pretty satin ribbon that I already had, but of course the dollar store has many to choose from. And there you go, a pretty spring wreath using dollar store items. I really hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon.